Hello and welcome. My name is Jennifer Bento-Pinion. I am Program Manager here at MEFA for MEFA Pathway on the college planning team. So I'd like to welcome you today and thank you for joining. Today we're going to highlight our new MEFA Pathway feature called the Mass State Benefits Plan. So just to give you a little background on MEFA Pathway, if you're not familiar, MEFA Pathway is a complete college and career planning resource for students, high school counselors, and education policymakers across the Commonwealth. It's offered to all middle and high schools in Massachusetts, free of cost, by the Massachusetts Educational Financing Authority. MEFA Pathway plays a key role in the Commonwealth's efforts around college and career readiness and success by increasing access to information about higher education and career opportunities for all types of students. MEFA Pathway provides access to academic and professional success to learners across the Commonwealth by setting each student on a path to college and career success. So rather than a one-size-fits-all approach to future planning, MEFA Pathway is tailored to meet the needs of the Commonwealth's diverse student and workforce populations by offering comprehensive tools in one easily accessible website. MEFA Pathway offers interactive planning, college and career search tools, provides comprehensive data on student academic readiness and success, as well as offering communication tools and centralized student tracking. So this platform is available to students in grades 6 through 12 and to all students. So we currently have approximately 70 affiliate schools. So if you're an affiliate school, you have access to the counselor portal. But that said, any student can create an account in MEFA Pathway regardless of if their school is an affiliate. So we are excited to introduce a brand new feature in MEFA Pathway. As an initiative out of the Executive Office of Education, Mass State Benefits allows for students to learn how to save on the cost of education by looking at options through a cost reduction plan. So students create plans showing various combination of cost reduction options to determine estimate of savings. So to show when a student starts at a community college and then transfers to a four-year college or university, we'll show that that savings. Students can save as many combinations as they like within the portal and apply those saved plans to both the college compare tool and the college cost calculator for further cost savings comparison. So we're going to go through all of that right now here, how the student creates those Mass State benefits plans, and then again how those are applied to the other tools in the portal. So here we are on the landing page of mefapathway.org, and as a student, we are going to click I am a student. Now I'm going to log into my student test account here, which I will share with you at the end of this webinar. I will have the credentials, the username and password up on the screen so you can go into the portal at your leisure and poke around and look at the various features within the site. All right, so when a student creates an account, first off, it's a very simple process. The registration process is very simple. It's some basic information, first name, last name, date of birth. They select the town that they live in and then the school that they currently attend. Again, regardless of if they're part of an affiliate school or not. They create a username, they create a password, they add in their email address, and they create 2 security questions. So if they forget their password, they can reset by the security questions or that email address. So it's very simple. It takes the students maybe 2 minutes to create that account. And then once they create their credentials, every time they come back into the site, they would just click on that I am a student and put in their username and password. So when they are launched into the site here, this is their dashboard. So they see what we did with this dashboard is we created a list of suggested activities based upon the student's grade level. So this is a grade 11 student here, my test account. So as you can see, the student is updating their profile. there may be resetting or those three assessments within the website. They're updating their goals and strategies, updating their college list, maybe managing some of those college applications. If they've started to think about that, they can add those. Even if they haven't submitted yet, they can add them on if they're interested. So this page is kind of the base for the website. So our Mass State Benefits feature is located under the Pay for College tab. So we're going to click that. And now, as you can see, under the Pay for College, there are many different features, but we're going to look at this Mass State Benefits. So this is where the student will start to create different plans that they potentially are interested in. So for example, here we have, if you start at, and here are a list of the community colleges here. So let's start at, let's say we're going to start at let's start at Quincy. We're going to start at Quincy, and then we're going to transfer to, so we want to transfer to Worcester State. So you can select from the drop down, and then from here, this will bring up a page that shows us the 3 different programs in the savings. So if we start at Quincy and transfer to Worcester State, we see that Gen Ed Foundation program, and you see the savings, 1 year at Quincy and then 3 years at Worcester State. And you can see the estimated cost for 4 years. You can see the difference now between that Gen Ed program and then the A to B program. So we're 2 years at Quincy, 2 years at Worcester State, and then we have this estimated savings. And then we have the third program, which is the Commonwealth Commitment. So again, 2 years at Quincy, 2 years at Worcester State, but with this program, you're saving a little bit more. So maybe we say, okay, well, this student wants to save this plan to their list. So they can rename this if they like. I just like to keep the names of the schools, so it's pretty obvious. And now we're going to save that. Oh, I already have the plan saved with that name. Okay, so I already did that one. That's okay. So that's on my list. So I'm going to X out of that. And now I'm going to show you, after you can create as many plans as you like under that Mass State Benefits tab. But under that My Mass Benefits, you're going to see all the plans that you've created. So as you can see, we have Mount Wachusett to Fitchburg State with the A to B program, going to Mount Wachusett Community College, and then on to Fitchburg State. You can see we have this plan here starting at Cape Cod Community College and then transferring to Framingham, taking advantage of that A to B program. And so we have a number of programs here. You can remove them if you like, but this just gives a list of all that you've created, that the student has created. So now the fun begins. Now we're going to apply these plans to one of two of these features within the site here. So I just clicked on search for colleges, and now we're going to go to the College Compare. So the College Comparison is a great tool for students to use, junior year when they're really starting to think about the schools that they want to apply to. So it's important that they build out a strong list of schools that not only that they fit in academically, also financially, and location wise. Size of school, location is really important as well to a student. So they're going to start building out that list of schools and using this comparison. So they can compare up to 5 schools side by side. When building out a comparison, they can select from their college list. So the student has already created a list of schools that they potentially may be interested in. So they've gone through that college search page. And now this student has a number of schools added to their college list, so they can select from their college list. They can, if they have a school that they want to compare that's not on that college list, they can just type in the name of the college and it'll appear and they can select it. And then in addition, they can also add to that comparison a plan that they've saved. See, here are the 7 plans that the student has saved. They want to keep all of this criteria checked off because that makes for a more robust comparison. And then they do want to set their preferences. So when they set their preferences, I just clicked on Set or Edit My Preferences, they can select criteria that's specific to them and that's important to them. So maybe the setting of the school isn't as important as the school size. So maybe they keep, maybe they want between 7 and 14,000 students, but they could be anywhere. They don't really mind about the setting. They can also add in test scores, GPA, admission difficulty, a tuition if they want to have a range. So they set those preferences, and they save the preferences, and then they can, once they've added their colleges in, they can show the comparison. So I have one saved here for you that I can show you. So this is all a list of all of the comparisons that the student has saved. So if they have one that's like that they want to come back to later, they can save that. So I'm just going to click on the last one that I made here. And now we'll see the list, the chart really. So I have my preferences here. So the preferences are in light blue. In purple is that Mass State Benefits plan that was added. And then I have 4 colleges that I added. So as we scroll down a little bit here, if the box is shaded in red, it means that it's not a direct match to the student's preferences. So you can see in this case where the student said that they would prefer 7 to 14,000 students, you can see that these all fall a little bit under, and this one is over. Whereas this, which is the University of New Hampshire, falls right in the middle. So we can see the financial information as well. So this student didn't select any financial preferences, but you can see, you can look to see the difference per academic year, and then also the difference with the Mass State Benefits plan. And then as we scroll down, we can see how the student fits in academically. So they set their preferences as their GPA falls between a 3.0 and a 3.5. And as you can see here, all of these schools fit right in except for this one here, which is a little high, which is BU, which is Boston University. So this might be more of a reach school for this student. And then again, the test scores. So based on the red box, this student was actually a little bit high. Well, actually a little bit low rather. So they have a 16 to 20 ACT score, and these are all a little high. So it just gives the student a really a clear idea of where those schools fall as far as if they're a target school, a reach school, or a safety school. And they say the average number of schools that students are applying to is 6 to 8. So you do want to have a healthy, you don't want to have all reach schools, because that would be a disappointment if your student didn't get into any of their reach schools. You want to have a healthy list of target schools, and then a couple of safety schools as well. And that said, all the schools that the students apply to, you want them to they want to be able to see themselves on any of those campuses. So if they only get into one and that's their safety school, they're thrilled that that's where they're going to go. All right, so that's the College Compare. That's how the Mass State Benefits ties into the College Compare. And now I'll show you the College Cost Calculator, which is under the Pay for College tab. So we're going to go Pay for College, and then we're going to go to the College Cost Calculator. And this is useful for when the student actually has their acceptance letters, their financial aid award letters right in front of them. So I have one set up for you here so we can see what this looks like. So this student here got into Fitchburg State, UMass Dartmouth. They got into maybe Fitchburg State, BU, and the University of New Hampshire. Now, the student is maybe considering that they start at Mount Wachusett, go for 2 years, and then transfer to Fitchburg State. They know they got into Fitchburg State. Who knows, maybe they go directly to Fitchburg State, but we're popping this Mass State Benefits plan in here to show the student how they could save money. So, and we can see the difference because we have Fitchburg State in here too. So we take the financial aid award letter, and let me just show you what it looks like when they're adding in the numbers. I just clicked edit there. So when they add a school in, they take it right from their college list, and the system adds in the tuition and fees, the room and board. So that comes right from the Peterson's database within our system. And then the student goes in and they add in all of what is right on their financial aid award letter. So they can estimate books and supplies. They can estimate extra expenses. They can add in health insurance if they need to add that in. So they'll see their total costs per year. That's calculated out. And then they can add in any institutional scholarships, state scholarships, if they've received any outside or private scholarships, grants. They can add grants, state grants, institutional grants. They can add those federal sub and unsubsidized subsidized loans in there as well. In addition, if they've received work study, if they have a savings, if their parents have saved for them over the years, they can add that in as well. Under other resources, probably they would put that in, and then they calculate out their total cost gap based on all of those numbers. So I just clicked on calculate the cost gap, and then we'll scroll down. So the student goes down the line with all of their award letters, pops in all of those numbers, and then they can see here their annual cost gap, and then they can see their 4-year cost gap. So when trying to make a decision as to where they're going to send in their deposit, they can plainly see what some of the better choices are here. So a great way for students to, again, make an informed decision about their education. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's webinar, today's Mass State Benefits webinar. I will leave my contact information and that test account up on the screen here for a couple of minutes. So if you'd like to jot it down, feel free to log in using my test account. Here it is, jbento, and then the password here. And then if you have any questions or any comments, certainly feel free to reach out to me. If you are an educator who is potentially interested in becoming one of our affiliate schools, reach out. If you're a student or a parent with questions, certainly do not hesitate to get in touch with me. Thank you so much for joining today, and we'll talk to you again.